everybody to the 2018-2019 Muleshoe High School Athletic Banquet. First off, before we get started, let's give the Booster Club a good round of applause for a wonderful meal. First off, we'd like to introduce some special guests tonight. Some of our school board members. They're in the back here. Mr. Curtis Preston, our president. Would you stand? Mr. Kelly Kettner. Mr. Kurt Miller. Mr. Sergio Leal. Got Mrs. Dana Headington, our assistant superintendent. On the camera here, we got Gil Robert Reynolds, Channel 6 QM Advertising. Gabby Perez with Muleshoe Journal. The athletic director and the coaches would also like to thank the Mighty M Band and the cheerleaders for the great things they've done all year. And before we get started tonight, I would like every coach and the spouses of the coaches to please stand. These people spend with your children lots of time during the year. So we'd like to give them a big thank you. At this time, would all the seniors start making their way up to the back side of the stage? The senior spotlight speaker, Mr. John Gully.
Well, this is a special time for us to recognize our seniors that are just on the verge of graduation, and to recognize and acknowledge the accomplishments that they have achieved over the 4 years of their high school career. So, I want to go alphabetically. So, if your name starts with an X, you have a long way to go. First, we have Julian Astorga.
Oh, yeah.
Julian is the son of Juan Astorga and Brenda Viescas. He has participated and lettered in football, basketball, and track. He's also been in the Art Vase program, the tax academic competition. He is all-district football, honorable mention defensive end, Lone Star varsity super team, and area track qualifier. Leon says he plans on studying business management in college, and after graduation, he plans to open up his own gym and be a personal trainer. When he was asked about his favorite athletic memory, he said that it was when Coach G got mad at the basketball team during practice and tried to throw the ball hard at the wall in anger, but ended up throwing it like 4 feet. The team tried so hard to hold the laugh in. Next is Adrian Bustillos, the daughter. My fault. Totally my fault. The son of Daniela and Rodolfo Bustillos. He has lettered in football and basketball. He has participated also in track, baseball, powerlifting, yearbook, art, and graphic design. Adrian plans to go to ENMU and become a teacher coach. And his fondest memory of athletics has been playing mule ball with his teammates towards the end of the school year. Congratulations. Next we have Chantel Kane, the daughter of Gary Kane and Stacy Thompson. She's been athletic training this year. She also participates in FFA. She plans to go to South Plains College for cosmetology. And she said that on the way back from a baseball game in Dimmitt, all the baseball guys started to sing really loud at the back of the bus. And then the next thing they knew, they were in front of the bus, serenading Coach Sturd with the song Just a Friend by Biz Martin. Congratulations. Next is Leonel Camarena Jr. Leonel is the son of Leonel Camarena and Rosa Camarena. He's been lettering in football, track, baseball, all for the last 3 years. He's also been in the choir. He received all district honorable mention and plans to attend Amarillo College and become a diesel mechanic. And his fondest memory is being area champions in 2015. Congratulations. Next is Taylor Cortez. Taylor is the daughter of Pete Cortez. She has lettered in softball 1 year and track 2 years. She's also been in basketball her freshman year, band all 4 years, and choir her freshman and sophomore years. In the future, she's planning to own her own business after attending the International Art Institute of Dallas. And her favorite athletic memory is that before the River Road game, while warming up with Kinsey, she didn't speak up and tell me to hold up. I then released the ball and yelled out her name so she could move, all in slow motion. The ball don't check her. Congratulations. Next is Luke Del Toro. Luke is the son of Michael and Juanita Del Toro, and he is lettered in football, basketball, and track. He's also participated in the National Honor Society, in art, been a class officer, tennis, FFA, and a coach's aide for junior high athletics. He was football team captain in junior and senior year. He was all-state academic team, all-district honorable mention quarterback, Texas Tech National Football Foundation Athletic Scholarship recipient. He was selected to play in the Greenbelt Bowl All-Star Game and to play in the ASCO All-Star Game. Luke plans to attend Amarillo College to study graphic design and business, and then open up his own store to supply the best athletic-inspired shoes and apparel, as you can see by looking at his feet. His favorite athletic memory is defeating River Road on No One Fights Alone night with the real ones. Congratulations. Next is Natalie Diaz. Natalie is the daughter of Beto and Kit Diaz. She has led in cheerleading, tennis, and golf. She also is a member of the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, and UIL. She was nominated for homecoming court both her junior and senior years, and plans to attend South Plains College and receive an associate's in paralegal studies, and then begin working as a paralegal, and then attend Texas Tech University, eventually working her way up to become a lawyer. Her athletic memory is being told by an opponent in tennis that she couldn't understand when she called out the score because of her Mexican accent. Congratulations, Diana. Next is Keely Dunham. Keely's the daughter of Michael and Denise Dunham, and she has led in basketball 3 years and track for 4 years. She is the Rotary Sweetheart, been an FFA officer, she's showed steers and been class president all 4 years. She was basketball offensive MVP, basketball honorable mention her junior year, basketball first team all district her senior year, track fighting hard award, regional qualifier her sophomore, junior, and senior years, and she plans to attend cosmetology school at Wade Gordon Academy in Amarillo. And her favorite memory was throwing a personal best of 131 feet at the regional track meet to qualify for state, and she's on her way. Congratulations. Next is Natalie Elizalde. Natalie is the daughter of Javier and Hortensia Elizalde. She has lettered in track and basketball, as well as participating in FFA, art, choir, floral design, and Spanish club. Her plan for the future is to become an ultrasound technician, and after that wants to be a dental assistant as a side job, and then in a few years to own her own business of a clothing store. She would like to travel the world, go to New York in the winter and Bora Bora in the summer. She says that her favorite memory was when the varsity sprint relay had to run against the junior high girls. She was in the last leg and was running, and Reina Regalado was running right beside her on the grass, and she was too busy yelling for me that she ran into a hurdle and broke it. Or when they went to regionals last year and were at their hotel, and she was with both Coach Garza's, Coach Wall, and Kendall. Well, there was a see-through elevator, and so Coach Garza had dared me to go dancing on it with the music on full blast. I did it, and after I came down, the cops were looking for me because I was being too loud. Somebody complained, and I was so scared I was trying to hide. Coach Garza said that they were going to take me away, and they all recorded me. Or, when we... You have lots of memories. And hopefully there's not a warrant involved in this. But it says, when we were at Coach Garza's house for our cook-off for advancing to regionals, we decided to play spoons. Well, there were only 4 spoons left during the game, and Coach Garza was beside me, and we both went for the same spoon and almost broke the table. I got on top of it, and me and Coach Garza both fell. Congratulations on not being a racist. Next is Andrew Espinosa. Andrew is the son of Samuel and Mary Espinosa, and he has been lettered in football. He's also been in varsity choir and FFA. Andrew plans to attend ENMU and receive his degree in coaching, and later to returning to college to receive a degree in broadcast journalism and becoming a sports illustrator at ESPN. Andrew says that his favorite athletic memory is when he dislocated his ankle and was laying there in the mat room yelling "can of corn" like the Kansas State guy off the longest yard. Congratulations, Andrew. Next is Haley Gardner. Not here, okay. Next is Brooke Garza. Brooke is the daughter of Jesse and Shelby Garza. She has lettered in basketball and softball. She's also a member of the National Honor Society and participates in UIL. She is on the All-State academic team and plans to attend South Plains College and major in nursing. Her favorite athletic memory was coming back from 2 major injuries and surgeries. So she bounces back. Congratulations, Brooke. Next is Ethan Gonzalez. Son of Alma, he has lettered in cross country and track and field. He also has participated in drumline, speech and debate, UIL, science, and in theater. He is 3-time cross country regional qualifier and regional track qualifier for the 1600 meter race. Ethan says that he plans to study electrical engineering at Houston Baptist University. His favorite athletic memory is when Coach King met him at the finish line to tell him that he ran a 4:58 mile for the first time at the New Deal Mean Green Relays. He was so excited after the race as his teammates Ricky Diaz and Eduardo Pantoja congratulated him on winning the silver medal and finally breaking 5 minutes in the mile. Congratulations, Ethan. Next is Ian Hasley. Ethan is the son of Cynthia Villarreal and Robert Hasley. He has been in 3 years of varsity football, 2 years of varsity tennis, 2 years of varsity track, and a year of varsity golf. And he's been in FFA for 4 years. His awards include being second team all-district linebacker. He plans on going to South Plains College to do the basics and transferring to Texas Tech for a major in nursing. His favorite athletic memory is when Coach Chaffin wouldn't stop following him around the school to turn in his senior spotlight. Apparently she was successful, because here it is. Congratulations, Ian. Next is Madison Hasley. Madison is the daughter of Crystal Dominguez and Michael Hasley. She has lettered in softball and track and participated in FCCLA. She has been first team all-district in 2017 and first team all-district in 2018. She plans to go to ENMU to get her basics in criminology and then finish up at Texas State. Her favorite athletic memory is at one of the playoff games freshman year. They had to stay out of town, and Coach Miller put AB and I in the room together, and later that night we tried seeing who could jump higher or farther on the beds. That morning Coach Miller found out, and while everyone else practiced, he made AB and I bear crawl the whole field until it was over. Congratulations. Next is Luke Leal. Luke is the son of Tracy and Sergio Leal. He has lettered in basketball, tennis, and golf. And he also has participated in track and field, speech, and in UIL spelling. He was 2018-2019 first team basketball all-district honorable mention and 2017-2018 tennis MVP. He plans to study real estate at South Plains College. And for favorite memory, he says, too many to just put one. Congratulations, Lee. Next we have Brady Martinez. Brady is the son of Carmelita Martinez. He has lettered in football, basketball, and track, as well as having participated in powerlifting and UIL. He plans to attend college and obtain a degree in architectural engineering, and doesn't seem to have a favorite memory. But congratulations anyway, Brady. Next is Delaney Joe Martinez. The daughter of Sonia Martinez and Freddie Martinez. She has lettered in varsity cross country 3 years, varsity softball 3 years, and varsity track 2 years. She is a youth leader at Immaculate Conception Church, and she plans to join the Navy Reserve and attend college to study special education and coaching. Her favorite memory, she says, was when her first time ever seeing a skunk was killed in front of us at the softball field, and I cried like a baby. Congratulations. Next is Lily Martinez. Lily is the daughter of Sylvia and Ramon Martinez. She has lettered in cross country and track. She has made it 4 years to regionals for cross country and 4 years to regional for track. Her plans for the future include becoming a coach. She wants to see athletes grow and build into something amazing. She wants to see them achieve their goal and help them get to where they want to be. She says her favorite memory was her freshman year. The softball girls were all on the field throwing balls, and I was too busy looking out and ran into the goalpost face first. Congratulations. Next is Adriana Mendoza. Daughter of Stephanie Mendoza and Abraham Mendoza. She has lettered in softball 3 years and track 1 year, as well as being a member of FFA. She received the Fighting Heart Award for softball. She plans after high school to start dental school in August, to graduate and work her way to becoming an orthodontist, and then move to San Antonio. For a favorite athletic memory, she says, most of the softball girls and I were in the locker room talking about softball with Coach Miller when I then stood up on a chair trying to get the speakers to connect. I then grabbed a urinal cake, not knowing what it was at the time, and said to Coach Miller, "Look, this is like those things girls clean the makeup brushes with." His jaw then dropped and said, "Put it down, it's a urinal cake." I then immediately washed my hands. Congratulations. Next we have Rigo Antonio Mendoza. Rigo is the son of Sonia Alarcon and Antonio Mendoza. He has lettered in varsity baseball his freshman year and varsity football his senior year. He's participated in athletics all 4 years and in FFA for 2 years. He plans to attend college. His favorite memory, he says, is last year when Jesse decided to drop Sturd outside the bus when we were waiting for Boatman to open the bus. Well, Sturd wasn't really happy with that, so he decided to chase him around the bus for like 15 minutes. He says, "Let me tell y'all something, that's the fastest we ever saw Sturd run." Congratulations, Rico. Next is Kendall Miller. Kendall is the daughter of Kurt and Belinda Miller. She has lettered in cheerleader freshman year, cross country sophomore year, basketball for 2 years, track for 4 years, and golf her senior year. She has been a class officer, has participated in FFA, in the stock show, and was Lions Club queen. She received all-district basketball first team her junior year, MVP defensive player her junior year, honorable mention basketball senior year, regional track qualifier 3 years, and the Fighting Heart Award in track. She plans to attend Amarillo College to get an associate's degree in dental hygiene and to one day get married and have a family. When she was asked about her favorite athletic memories, she said, "This year I had the chance to play the same sport as my sister." She decided after she had finished running the quarter to run the 200, but she said that while she runs the 200, she will growl at the starting line and bark at the other runners while they all run the 200. I didn't believe her, but sure enough, she actually did it. By far one of the funniest memories in my high school year. I don't doubt it. Congratulations. Next is Jonathan Pacheco. Jonathan is the grandson and granddaughter of Juan and Donna Pacheco. He has participated in cheerleading as well as FFA, art, and SCAC. His plan is to go to the Army and then after that becoming a football coach. His favorite memory, he says, is pumping up the crowd, having laughs with my fellow cheermates, and giving the kids something to enjoy whilst cheering on our football team. Thank you, Jonathan. Next is Kinsey Parker. Kinsey is the daughter of Benny and Carissa Parker. She has lettered in basketball 1 year, softball 3 years, and cheerleading 3 years. She's participated also in FFA. She's a member of the National Honor Society, as well as academic All-State. Her plans are to attend South Plains College, and then after graduating to transfer to Lubbock Christian University and major in psychology. She says her favorite athletic memory during junior year, during softball practice, A.B. and I were doing a hitting station with basketballs, and she went to get the balls and she was kicking them back to me, and she kicked one too hard and the ball hit me in the face. Why is A.B. involved in so many of these? Congratulations. Next is Madison Price. Madison is the daughter of Justin and Charity Price. She has lettered in track, basketball, and tennis. She's also participated in FFA and 4-H. She has been All-State academic, and she plans to go to college in pursuit of her Bachelor of Science in Nursing and become an emergency room nurse. She says, my favorite high school memory was when the bus left me and Kayla in Farwell after a basketball tournament, and the coach was questioning leaving us there. Congratulations to Madison. Next is Kiara Regalado. Kiara is the daughter of Alan and Ana Lozano. She has lettered in varsity golf and varsity cheerleading, as well as being a member of the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, SCAC, Color Guard, Band, and UIL Academics. She has been a team regional qualifier. She plans to attend college, find a well-paying job that allows her to travel and serve God. She says, my favorite athletic memories all consist of and involve Valentina Platas. From getting hurt this cheer season by our flyer to both falling on our backs as we did simple kicks, anything basically involving Valentina was my favorite memory. Congratulations, Kiana. Next, Reina Regalado. Reina is the daughter of Luz and Juan Regalado. She has lettered in cross country, track, cheer, and powerlifting, as well as being involved with FFA, National Honor Society, UIL Academics, and basketball. She was regional qualifier for 3 years in track, 1 year in cross country, and 1 year in powerlifting. She says, my plans are to attend SBC for 2 years and receive my associates for accounting and my basics for engineering and then transfer to tech. She says her favorite memory, my favorite athletic memory was getting to meet Coach Chaffin, in parentheses, she told me to put this. Congratulations, Rick. Next is Clarissa Rubalcaba. Clarissa is the daughter of Noemi and Ruben Rubalcaba. She has been in athletic training this year. She has been in FCCLA for 3 years and athletic training overall for 3 years. She plans to go to Lubbock Christian University and major in pre-med. When asked about her favorite athletic memory, she said, on our way back from a football game in Slayton last year on Friday the 13th, Doc was driving the Suburban with all of the trainers when our back tire popped while we were all listening to Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. When we broke down, we all got on the microbus while the coaches tried to fix the tire. We started driving with the coaches back home when the charter bus overheated, and we all stopped again for another 45 minutes and finally decided to ride home on the microbus with around 45 people. Let's just say we were never allowed to listen to Shakira again. Congratulations. Next is Rudy Ruiz. Rudy is the son of Jonathan Ruiz and Veronica Gomez. He has lettered in football, in track, and powerlifting. He's participated in FFA and speech and debate. He plans to attend Northwest Lineman College to become an electrical lineman. And his favorite memory is waking up from anesthesia after dislocating his knee. Congratulations, Rudy. Next is Raul Sierra. Raul is the son of Severino and Maria Sierra. He has lettered in baseball and tennis. He's participated in UIL, FFA, the Small School Academic Competition, National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society. He has been all-state academic in football and bi-district champs in football and bi-district champs in baseball. His plans for the future include attending college at the University of Texas in Arlington to study aerospace engineering and then to join the Air Force. When asked about his favorite memory, he said, when we went to play Brownfield, and while we were changing, Hector realized that he forgot his helmet. So he and Ozzy had to share the same helmet for the whole game. Congratulations, Paul. Next is Kayla Torres. Kayla is the daughter of Mark and Lydia Torres. She has lettered in cheerleading, track, softball, powerlifting, and cross country. She's also participated in SCAC her senior year, FFA her senior year, one-act play her freshman year, speech and debate her freshman and sophomore years, choir her freshman and senior years, color guard sophomore and junior years, vet med her senior year, and National Honor Society her junior and senior year. She has received awards from All-American Cheerleading, the National Honor Society Public Relations Officer. She has been the FFA reporter, the freshman class president, and choir state qualifier her sophomore and senior years. She says that her plans include attending WT and majoring in psychology. After college, I plan on getting married, starting a family, and live my best life supporting my future goals. For athletic memory, she says, during the send-off, my junior year, we were doing the fight song, and when it got to the kick part, I may have kicked just a little too hard and ended up flying up in the air and landing on my back. And for some weird reason, when I kick, I closed my eyes. So when I opened them, I was staring at the ceiling and ended up staying on the floor, confused until the end of the fight song, and ended up getting a minor concussion as well. Ah, memories. Congratulations. Next, Israel Vasquez Jr. Israel is the son of Israel Vasquez Sr. and Lisette Posada. He has lettered in basketball. He has also participated in football, track and field, powerlifting, band, FFA. He was the 2017-2018 basketball most valuable player and first team district honorable mention basketball in 2018-2019. He plans to attend Northwest Lineman College. When asked about his favorite memory, he said it was the first home game of basketball season. And after a couple of minutes in the first had gone, coach had subs go in for the starters. The bench players took off their warm-ups and subbed in. I heard laughing from the rest of the players on the bench and laughs from the crowd, and looked up to see that Carter had his jersey on backwards and looking around confused and not knowing what he was wearing. I thought that was a great start to the season. Congratulations. Next is Moises Vasquez. Moises is the son of Isauro and Maria Vasquez. He has lettered in football, track, and basketball. He's also participated in FFA. He was all-district baseball and twice all-district football. His plans for the future is to be an electrical lineman. We're going to be set up with electrical linemen, it sounds like to me. His favorite athletic memory is leaving the dugout during a baseball game and going home from River Road. Congratulations, Moises. Next is Zidali Vargas. Zidali is the daughter of Miguel and Maria Vargas. She has lettered in basketball, track, and cross country. She's also participated in choir, color guard, SCAC, UIL Academics, Tax Academic Challenge, the National Honor Society, and the Science National Honor Society. She was given the honor of being academic all-state in basketball. She plans to attend University of North Texas to major in biology and become a labor and delivery nurse. And later, when she has a steady job, she plans to get married and have kids. Her favorite athletic memory, she says, Haley and I were running at the park for cross-country practice early one morning, and it was dark and creepy when someone popped out in front of us from behind a tree. I screamed and she ran after it. It turned out to be a fellow runner trying to scare us. We were definitely awake after that. I'm sure you were. Congratulations. Next is Ethan Villa. Ethan is the son of Sharon Johnson and Woody Villa. He has participated in and lettered in basketball and baseball. He's been in FFA. Honors include 2018 All-District Infield in baseball and 2018 Defensive Player of the Year. He plans to attend SBC to study physical therapy. His favorite athletic memory, he says, junior year when Jesse Montiel dropped stirred in the Bronx parking lot. Congratulations. Next is Elizabeth Villarreal, daughter of Marcy Villarreal. She has lettered in track and powerlifting. She's also participated in choir, art, graphic design, drama, FCCLA, and floral design. She says, I plan to graduate and get my college degree in veterinarian technology and to be the best mom I can be. When she was asked about her favorite athletic memory, she said it was being able to compete with her friends and teammates. Congratulations to them. Those are this year's senior spotlights. Once again, congratulations on your achievements, and we wish you all the very best in the future.
Of our program. The first award tonight will be the Legends Award, and it'll be given by Dr. Stacy Connor.
One of the natural disadvantages of having your youngest child graduate is you lose your insider access to the high school. You fail to learn who's going with who, or who's mad at who, or who is who, more importantly. When your last child graduates, it's just a touch of distance you didn't have before. And it takes a really dedicated person, an intentionally acting person, to learn who is who. To learn who's playing where, and who's excelling, who's trying hard, who's working hard. Our legend recipients tonight, their children graduated in 80 and 82. And since that time, they have learned who is who. They've learned your parents. They've been part of your grandparents' lives. They've cheered for you. They have been there in the heat of August. They've been wrapped up in November. They've been true fans who show up for basketball before Christmas break. They've been there in the bleachers in April. Matter of fact, they drove this preacher around after shoulder surgery to be at some of your games. But last November in Bushland, on a cold, windy night, I went up into the stands, and there they were, wrapped from head to toe in black with only their eyes showing, cheering and clapping for the Mules. This year's recipient of the Legendary Fans Award is Kenneth and Darlene Henry.
Cheerleaders make their way to the stage, please. It was the first year at Muleshoe High School to have a varsity-only squad, and this year they had a new sponsor, Mrs. Wheat and Mrs. Garza, as their sponsors. The girls did amazing in helping their cheerleader sponsors learn how things worked around Muleshoe High School, making sure everything went smoothly. And they definitely all pulled their weight to cheer for all the freshmen, JV, and varsity sports. We'd like to thank you girls for your full commitment. We're very proud of your hard work and dedication. Our seniors this year, if you would step forward and I call your name, is Kiara Regalado, Raina Regalado, Kenzie Parker, Valentina Platas, Kayla Torres, and Joe Nathan Pacheco, our mascot. Thank you seniors for doing an outstanding job and making this year such a very successful year. And never stop reaching for your dreams. And Joe Nathan, can you do your little dance here for us real quick?
Anytime.
Give it up for Marty the Mule. juniors, Zara Rivas. We had sophomores, Navaja Herrera. Navea. Okay. I had that down before I got up here. Navea Herrera. And freshman on the squad was Natalie Ambrose, Alina Azarraz, and Caitlin Hart. Thank you, cheerleaders, for a wonderful year. Your 18-19 cheerleading squad. At this time, would all the athletic trainers make your way to the stage? 18-19 school year are Chantel Kane, Clarissa Rubalacaba, Jacqueline Ramos, Priscilla Cortez, Paige Garner, and Reese Reynolds. Give them a round of applause. We cannot begin to thank you enough for all the countless hours, early mornings, long days and nights that you have given your time to provide care for the many sports teams of Muleshoe High School. You have worked diligently to ensure the safety and care of our athletes throughout the entire school year. From stinky feet, dislocations, and broken bones, I knew you would always be there to help. I hope you have learned many things and made lifelong friends and memories. Words cannot express how grateful I am to all of you. Your contributions, hard work, and time did not go unnoticed. Thank you for everything. To the two seniors, Chantel and Clarissa, it has been a fun 3 years. I've enjoyed watching you learn and grow into amazing young women. You were asked to become leaders for the program this year, and you both have done a fantastic job. I wish you the best in your future. Chantel at South Waynes College and Clarissa at LCU. You will be missed. At this time, we'd like to recognize the Student Athletic Trainer of the Year. This young lady has worked hard for 3 years taking care of the athletes at Muleshoe High School. She is always willing to lend a helping hand and to learn. She goes above and beyond what is asked of her to care for our athletes. This year's Student Athletic Trainer of the Year, Chantel Kane. Your 18-19 athletic trainers. Give them a round. At this time, if you ran in cross country, please come to the stage, please. It's had a fantastic year. It started way back in August at 6 a.m. They ran this town with blood on their knees, sweat on their shirts, holes in their socks. Coach Walker, can you take care of that for next year? And determination in their hearts. The outdoor elements are always a factor in cross country, but it did not faze these kids. They are the hardest working and toughest kids I've ever seen. From Alina falling down and scraping her knees to shreds, she jumped up and ran the rest of the 3 miles with blood dripping down her leg, to running a 6-mile relay with a chicken in hand. I don't know what that means. Let's not forget Ricky's late night runs to put an extra mileage for the biggest race in the state. These kids put in the work and their success shows. Over the 6 preseason meets we attended, we came back to Muleshoe with at least 1 medal and many runners finishing in the top 30. They went to battle against 5 and 6A schools and showed their mule pride as they ran hard and competed to get better each week. They improved on their times and their endurance. At the district meet, our mules ran through the swamps and the prairies of Amarillo, as it had rained all week prior to the meet. The junior high won the district, and the junior high boys came up second in district. Thank you for Coach Villanueva for the junior high success. All of our Muleshoe High School athletes fought hard, and our Lady Mules finished 5th as a team. Only 3 varsity runners advanced to the regional meet. Lily Martinez, Ethan Clapp, and Ricky Diaz qualified for the regional cross-country meet in Lubbock at the epic course that is May Simmons. Lily Martinez gave her all into the course. However, she came up short and was 2 places away from punching her ticket to state, finishing with a time of 12:38.4. Lily has been a fantastic runner for our cross-country program, as our only senior female runner, and she will be dearly missed. Ethan Clapp battled and was in the top 20 runners going into the 3rd mile of the race, giving everything he had to the last bit of the course. It wasn't enough to move on to the next round, but he ran one of the best times of the year, his best times of the year, 18:06.2. Ricky Diaz ran his race with tact and determination. He powered up the hill, passing his foes along the way. He was not going to be denied. He ran his best time of 17:15.3 on the 3-mile course, and he earned himself an honor of running at the state cross-country meet. As training continued, Ethan ran with Ricky as a training partner and provided tons of comic relief and music options for all of us. Some kids qualify for state meet and think, I made it, that's good enough. Not Ricky Diaz. He worked so hard every day without complaint, and then he ran with his dad at night. At the state meet, he and Coach Wall formed a plan, and he stuck to his plan. If he was nervous about being on the grand stage of the state UIL cross-country meet, he would never show it. With the love and support of his family and Muleshoe behind him, he took a look at the determination on the face like he'd never seen before. Out of 149 of the best runners in the state, Ricky Diaz finished 74th. Congratulations, Ricky Diaz, state qualifier cross country. Your cross-country Fighting Heart Awards this year go to Ethan Clapp and Heather Chavez. Your cross-country MVPs, Ricky Diaz and Lily Martinez. Coach Wall would like to say thank you to the administration for the opportunity to coach these fantastic student athletes. She'd also like to thank Mrs. Basir for all her support at all the meets. She would always make sure that a group picture was taken at the end. Since she's also a pretty good runner herself, running all over the course to encourage our kids. There's a bright future for these cross-country kids in Muleshoe. Keep running this town. Your 2018 cross-country team. At this time, would all the varsity football players make their way to the stage and stand? These guys were coached by Coach Butler, Jalen Garza, Coach C.J. Hurst, Coach Ryan Miller, Coach Matt Villanueva, Coach Trent Walker. teams had a very exciting and challenging year. The young men on our sub-varsity teams are hard workers who show up every day and have shown a lot of improvement. Many were pulled up on the varsity due to injuries and other circumstances. They all showed much promise and showed much improvement, and they will be a force to be reckoned with in the future. Give a round of applause to our freshman and JV football team. Also, Coach Walker would like to thank Coach Johnson and Coach Toscano for all their hard work, commitment to the athletic program. Thanks for doing a great job preparing our junior high athletes to be future varsity players. Because of their leadership and hard work of our junior high athletes, the future looks very bright for Muleshoe athletics. I would also like to thank the trainer, Crystal Doc Miller, and our student trainers, as they did a great job getting us through injuries and giving us the best opportunity to be prepared to compete each week. And now to the varsity football team. We entered the 2018 campaign with the transition from Coach Wood's retirement. We knew we had a host of hardworking, relentless kids who would give us 100% every day. We started the season with a tough season 4A opponent from Dalhart that was returning 16 starters. We battled them but ended up on the losing end. As we continued along the non-district schedule, we suffered some injuries that caused us to have to shuffle our lineup and pull up players from the JV team. We lost some very close battles. Each week, we would move kids around and try to make adjustments to give us the best opportunity to win. Along the way, we had a core group of players that showed great leadership and never gave up. As the season progressed, we learned some life lessons that will help our athletes be successful in life. How to work through adversity and be great teammates. We finished the season with a losing record, but in our hearts, we can always stand tall, chin up, and heads held high, and proudly hand the torch to next year's Muleshoe Mules football team, because once a mule, always a mule. This year's awards: Defensive Player of the Year, Ian Hasley. Offensive Player of the Year, Rudy Ruiz. And our Fighting Heart MVP, Luke Del Toro. The varsity football team. Girls basketball, please stand. These Lady Mules basketball team ended the season with a 9-2 record. These ladies competed at the Seagraves basketball tournament and got third overall after a tough loss to Shallowater. At the end of the season, we traveled to the district tournament playing Dimmitt, Bushland, and Canadian, beating all three of them to end as the district tournament champions. It's a fun and enjoyable season, and we hope to see this group of young ladies continue to develop it as basketball players. Freshman basketball. All right, the JV team, please stand. The JV team had another successful year, ended up with a 15-7 record on the season. They fought hard every time they stepped on the floor, and no matter who the opponent was in front of them. The first time we played Spearman, we got beat by nearly 20, and then Spearman came to Muleshoe, and we ended up beating them by 9. This game demonstrated the heart and fight these young ladies had, and how they wouldn't let one game define how the rest of their season would end up. Thank you, girls, for a wonderful season, and we look forward to what the future holds for these girls. Thank you. Now for the varsity. Varsity Lady Mules were able to honor their 7 seniors, Brooke Garza, Kendall Miller, Madison Price, Keely Dunham, Kenzie Parker, Satali Vargas, and Alyssa Wheeler in a fashionable way by securing a playoff berth on their home court in the senior night game against Tuya. The team ended the year with a 17-15 overall record and 8-6 in district. Basketball in the Panhandle is rich with talent, so even in the losses, there was much knowledge gained. All 14 ladies pulled together to fight until the very last second of the final game to make the season unforgettable. With all 3 of these high school teams having winning records, the Lady Mule basketball team is poised and in position to continue building on their successes for years to come. Coach Chapman would like to thank Coach Villanueva and Coach Shelley Turnbow for all they did throughout the year. Teams are only as strong as their leaders, and both coaches proved to be a great example of hard work and dedication. On behalf of the Lady Mule basketball coaching staff, she'd also like to thank the managers, Megan Moran, April Rodriguez, Adriana Mora, and Dee Dee Esquivel for always keeping things in order, as well as Coach Doc Miller and her training staff for tending to the team's bumps and bruises. Also, a special thank you goes out to the administration for support of the Lady Mules all season. She'd also like to thank a special one, Norm Brantley, for capturing some fabulous on-game film moments. Thank you, Norm. And now for the individual awards. Keely Dunham and Anna E. Barrera both received honors in being named First Team All-District, as well as Kendall Miller being named Honorable Mention All-District. There were also 4 Lady Mules that won an award that speaks volumes of a student athlete's dedication to meeting classroom as well as athletic standards. These requirements to be on the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches academic all-state list for a student athlete are that they must have a 92 on a 100% scale in a 7-semester average, as well as being a varsity letter winner. These ladies this year, Brooke Garza, Satali Vargas, Madison Price, and Kenzie Parker all met these requirements. Thank you. Now to the Defensive Player of the Year. This goes to a player that proved the love for taking charges on a regular basis. Her enthusiastic approach to the game, and especially to the defensive side of the ball, was extremely contagious. She never gave any less than her full and complete effort to try and stop the other teams from getting to the basket. Sometimes this player worked so hard that the refs would call a foul on her when she's on her back on the ground. This year's Defensive Player of the Year, Kendall Miller. The Offensive Player of the Year goes to a player that has a jump shot like no other. She was dominant and tough under the basket, and she fought hard for every single point. She has the speed of a guard and the height and toughness of a post. You can tell that every team had a game plan to try to stop her. When she was on, there was no stopping our team. That's why the Lady Mules Offensive Player of the Year goes to Keely Dunham. The Most Valuable Player Award goes to a player that was the spark plug and guiding force into every set. She demonstrated a calm, collective demeanor, but even against the toughest competition. Anytime there was a call for a one-on-one take to the basket, she was our go-to, and not many times did she fail at creating a great shot or getting the ball to where it needed to be. She was the first line of defense for our team, and she never allowed the speed of the game to slow her down. This year's most valuable player, Ana E. Barrera. The next award is for the newcomer of the year. This award goes to a young lady that has grown exponentially as a player throughout the season. This player was asked to step up in a big way, and she always managed to rise to the occasion. Being a freshman on the varsity team is not easy, but she did her best to grow and learn every second. This year's newcomer of the year, Natalie Ambrose. The next award is the Fighting Heart Award. This award goes to a very deserving and strong-willed player. This Lady Mule was thrown many curveballs throughout the season, but she never once allowed these challenges to stop her from continuing. This young lady pushed through not one, but 2 invasive surgeries within the last year and still managed to finish out the year on the court. Your Fighting Heart Award, Brooke Garza. Your Lady Mules varsity basketball team. Now would your Varsity Mules basketball team please tell what they do for all our junior high athletes, including being the first step in the journey of building this basketball program. If you go to any junior high athletic event, including basketball, they are constant, and we know our kids are in good hands. It is always fun watching our junior high kids compete and look forward to their development. This time, would both the JV and freshman team please stand? Coach Garza and Coach Villanueva led the charge with these JV teams. This is a group that played hard, got a few wins, and led us to many nail-biting and hair-pulling moments. A collection of amazing young men learning how to play for one another. This group serves as an evaluation of things to come, and there are many bright spots and reasons to be excited for the future of Muleshoe basketball. You will see a few of these faces representing the Mules at the varsity level next season. Thank you, Coach Garza and Coach Villanueva, for all your hard work. The JV team. The Mules varsity team was made up of great young men. They improved individually and as a team as it led to more wins this season than last. This year's team made great strides in the direction we want our program to go in. They had some big wins and were only a game out of the playoffs. They pride themselves in hard work, discipline, and defensive play. Anyone sitting in the stands can see there is something exciting going on. Coach G says, I quote, "I have been blessed to coach many teams and many young men, but I cannot remember when I last enjoyed myself as much as I did with this group. They genuinely care for one another, and it shows by the way in which they treat and compete for one another. They represented their families, their school, and their community on and off the court with class. Our returners would like to express to our seniors that we love them and our team will surely miss him. And now for the individual awards. Your Defensive Player of the Year, Ethan Villa. Your Offensive Player of the Year, Luke Liao. And your Fighting Heart MVP Award, Israel Vasquez. Your Varsity Mules basketball team. This time, with the Muleshoe powerlifting teams make their way to the state. The season has been one of growth, personal records, and a lifetime of memories. This year we had a total of 4 returners from the previous year. 2 on our boys team and 2 on our girls. Our team really grew this year, and we had 13 girls and 9 boys competing. Among those 13 girls were 4 regional qualifiers, a state alternate, and a state qualifier. On our boys' side, we had 2 regional qualifiers, and we were only 1 spot away from the state berth. This season was a lot of our lifters' first year, and we had many of our lifters show up, when the time mattered. An example of this was when one of our girls had to deadlift 335 pounds to beat the girl ahead of her. That lift was 40 pounds more than she had ever done. We pulled together and earned a spot to the state meet of Texas in Waco. Powerlifting is a sport where you can see what a person is made of. The equipment we wear is not forgiving. Just ask all of our team. Our kids did it, a lot of them for the first time. We came into a program with a strong foundation and we built on it. There are no limits when you relax, take a breath, and finish. This year's awards, our girls MVP is a regional and a state qualifier, Karina Saenz. And our boys MVP is a regional qualifier, Derek Barone. Your powerlifting team. These athletes are part of a very fun group. Tennis season was very enjoyable because every person worked very hard and they all liked to be around one another. We were able to move athletes around to fill spots during the tournament in order to bring some extra hardware home each time. We had a few individuals who never lost a JV match throughout the entire season. Thank you for all your flexibility in competing in multiple sports on the same days. Your JV tennis teams. The varsity tennis team was comprised of these 4 individuals: Anna Phillips, Natalie Diaz, Raul Sierra, and Luke Liao. This season, we were part of a new district of tennis players that proved to be extremely competitive. Adding Canadian and Spearman to our opponents list made us play at our highest ability level. Every person up here gave their all in every match. And we ended the season respectfully at the district meet. Our 3 seniors will be greatly missed next year, and we would like to thank you for your leadership and work ethic. This year's individual awards for the most valuable player of the year goes to a young man that spent a handful of extra time to work on his weaknesses. His improvement through each match was evident. He was 1 match away from making the regionals, but was edged out after a long, tough 3 sets. This year's tennis MVP, Luke Liao. Your varsity tennis team. At this time, would the Muleshoe golf teams make their way to the stage? Mule golf teams had a great 2019 season. Everyone worked hard and improved their games. Most were able to fine-tune their skills, while some of the new members were able to make great strides in their abilities to play this very intricate game. The Lady Mules had a very good season. They placed first in the Tulia tournament, 3rd in their own tournament, and 3rd in district. They all made great strides in their games, and we will definitely miss our departing seniors. We are excited for the future of our girls program, as we have a great group of young women at the junior high that are working very hard. The Mules golf team season was an adventure to say the least. We never played a tournament round with a complete team. Even short-handed most of the season, these guys worked hard and represented Muleshoe well. The first tournament was won by Luke Liao and Braden Shipman ended up 3rd. We had several other individual bests throughout the season, which is always fun to watch and always fun to coach. The times when we had a full team, we ended up 4th in our tournament and 5th at district. We appreciate our seniors and their dedication to our program, and they will be surely missed. On a future note, we are excited for next season, as we will return 6 of our 8 members, and we will be adding some good young talent from the junior high as well. Again, we are very proud of the improvement and most of all the integrity of each golfer displayed all season on the course. They represented Muleshoe proudly. This year's individual award for the Guys Golf Award, Luke Liao. For the Ladies Award, she was not able to be here tonight. She's down competing in the state vet tech contest, is Miss Haley Gardner. Your Muleshoe High School golf team. Make your way to the stage. At this time, would the JV girls track team please stand? These young ladies competed well all year. They won every meet that had the JV division this year and were the JV district champions. Coach Garza really appreciates all their hard work throughout the year, and thank you ladies, your JV track team. Coach Garza would like to thank all the track coaches that helped him throughout the year, and their efforts are greatly appreciated. These coaches really spend a lot of time with their respective events, and it's because of them they were successful. The varsity Lady Mules track team, as you see on stage this year, they competed well in a very tough district and area meet. Each athlete competed extremely hard and contributed in their own way to help the team. Every one of our kids ran their personal best at district this year, and as Muleshoe Lady Track advanced in all 3 relays and several individual to the area meet. We'd like to thank our senior track athletes for their leadership and dedication to the track program, and they have definitely left a legacy of hard work for the future of Muleshoe High School girls track. The coaches appreciate their hard work and dedication to Muleshoe Athletic. This year's area qualifiers was Natalie Ambrose in the 4x200 relay, Anna E. Barrera in the long jump, 4x100, 4x200, and 4x400. Keely Dunham in the discus, Natalie Elizalde in the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4 relays, Lily Martinez in the 1600 meter run, Bailey Miller in the 4x400 relay, Kendall Miller in the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4 relays, Emily Mora in the 100 meter dash and the 4x100 meter relay, Raina Regalado in the 4x400 relay. Next we have our regional qualifiers. Natalie Ambrose in the 4x200 relay, Anna E. Barrera in the long jump and 4x200 relay, Keely Dunham in the discus, Natalie Elizalde in the 4x200, Lily Martinez in the 1600 meter run, and Kendall Miller in the 4x200 relay. We also have a state qualifier, as she will compete in Austin a week from tomorrow on May 10th at 12 o'clock, Keely Dunham in the discus. This year's awards, the newcomer of the year goes to Natalie Ambrose. The Best in Field Events Award, Anna E. Barrera. The Most Improved Award, Heather Chaz. The Workhorse Award, Lily Martinez. Your Track MVP Award, Kendall Miller. Your Fighting Heart Award. This year's Fighting Heart Award goes to a young lady who, after a disappointing regional meet last year, her junior year, set a goal to come back this year and compete for a spot at the state meet. She was determined to do whatever we asked of her, not only on the field, but in many other areas as well. She battled through an injury early in the season because a steer decided to step on her foot and crack a few bones. She fought through a death in her family the night before she left for regionals, and still stayed focused and determined on reaching her goal. Despite all of this, she went out and competed very well and to a personal best of 131 feet, punching her ticket to the state track meet. Your Lady Mule Fighting Heart Award, Keely Dunham. Lady Mule Track Team. With the JV boys track team, please stand. Coach Jalen Garza and Coach Trent Walker would like to thank the JV boys track team this year. These young men competed and worked hard all year. They really appreciate their hard work and realizing the benefit that running track and competing creates, not only athletically but also mentally. Thank you, your JV track team. Coach Jalen Garza would like to thank all the track coaches that helped throughout the season and for all their help. These coaches spend a lot of time in their specific events and in helping your kids compete at a very high level. This year the varsity boys competed well in a very tough 18 district. Each athlete competed extremely hard and contributed in their own way to help their team. Every one of our kids ran their personal best at district this year. We'd also like to thank our senior track athletes for staying in the program and being great leaders for our track team this year. The coaches and community appreciate their hard work and dedication to the MUSU athletic program. This year's area qualifiers were Julian Astorga in the discus, Ethan Clapp Gonzalez in the 1600, Brandon Ramirez in the 400. Also, regional qualifier, Brandon Ramirez in the 400. Now for the individual awards. The Newcomer of the Year Award, Wilson Reyes. Best in Field Events Award, Julian Astorga. The Most Improved Award, Matt Fabella. The Workhorse Award, Ethan Clapp Gonzalez. This year's Track MVP Award, Brandon Ramirez. That Brandon's a popular guy. Brandon. All right. Next is the Fighting Heart Award. This year's Fighting Heart Award goes to a young man who showed up every day ready to do whatever we asked of him, and he never complained about a workout or whatever event we put him in. This young man is definitely the definition of a Fighting Heart Award. This year's recipient, Luke Del Toro. Varsity Mules track team. JV baseball team, please stand. JV baseball. Thank you, JV baseball. This group of young men have accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. We have seen them work hard, grow as men, and eventually become a playoff team. They finished their pre-district schedule with a 7-3 record and earned a respectable 12-8 overall record before securing a playoff appearance with Shallow Water in the district round, which will begin tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Shallow Water. We have seen them increase in skill through practice, but more importantly, we have seen them be better men. The measure of a man is set in his heart, his mind, and his soul. In our program, above all else, our first requirement is to play for us and to strive daily to be a better man. Our athletes have certainly been working towards that goal, and while we are a work in progress, we can reflect on the growth we have obtained and reap the benefits of working to have a better future for our families, our marriages, and our community. Coach would like to thank, at this time, express his gratitude to the best assistant coach he's had the pleasure of working with. Thank you for your hard work on and off the field and for putting up with him. Thank you, Coach Villanueva, for all your hard work. He'd also like to thank their wives for everything that happens behind the scenes. Without them, their support and love, none of this would be possible. Thank you, Haley and Megan. They have decided to hold off on the awards part of their baseball season until after their season is over, after the playoffs. So, your 2019 MHS baseball team. JV softball team, please stand. JV softball. JV team was coached by Coach G. And due to the bad weather and other game cancellations, this team did not get to play as many games as we had scheduled. They had an overall record of 5-6 and finished strong by winning their final 2 district games. We are proud of this group of young ladies and their accomplishments on and off the field. Thank you, the JV softball. On the varsity side, this year we faced some tough teams in pre-district play that helped us prepare for district. We battled many injuries throughout the year and finished with an overall record of 13-16. With a district record of 6-4, earning a spot in the playoffs. Slate knocked the Lady Mules out of the playoffs in the bi-district round. Some of our favorite memories for this year, including having the championship belt waiting at home plate after a home run, and also raising the victory flag after a win. And give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Let's try that again. Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. This time, if you're one of the seniors, step forward, please. If you're a senior, step forward. Coach Miller says it has been a privilege to be your coach, and we'd like to thank you for everything that you have given us in the time you have spent with us at Muleshoe High School. We have been through a lot the past 4 years, and you will be greatly missed. We wish you nothing but the best in all your future adventures. Thank you, seniors. We have a few thank yous to do. First, we'd like to thank our manager, Mercedes Manzanares. She is definitely the best in the game at what she does, and this team would not know what to do without her. We'd also like to thank our student athletic trainers, Clarissa Rubalcaba and Jacqueline Ramos, for everything they did throughout the year. I'd like to thank Coach G for bringing a great energy to the team when we needed it most, as well as being the resident candy provider. Last but definitely not least, Coach Miller would like to thank his wife, who is also the athletic trainer, for getting the girls back on the field and for putting up with him. We could have not had a successful softball team season without any of these players, and the softball team is truly blessed to have such a great support system. And now for the awards. This year, our Pitcher of the Year award goes to a young lady who unofficially had 115 strikeouts and an ERA of 4.82, which gave her team a chance to win whenever she was in the circle. This year's Pitcher of the Year, Clarissa Regino. Our Golden Glove recipient ended the year with a fielding percentage of .952. She began the season on JV, and when given the opportunity to play varsity, she made the best of it. This year's Golden Glove Award, Tatum Hasley. Next is the Silver Slugger Award. This year's recipient ended the year with a .403 batting average, had 31 hits, 19 RBIs, 8 doubles, and 2 triples. She had some key hits throughout the year that made it possible for us to win. This year's Silver Slugger Award goes to Emily Mora. As a team this year, we hit 15 home runs, which is a great accomplishment for any team. The recipient of the Home Run Queen Award had a .486 batting average with 27 RBIs and 6 home runs. She finished the season strong by hitting her last 4 home runs in district play. This year's Home Run Queen, Jillian Rojas. This year's Fighting Heart Award goes to a player who always found a way to have a great at-bat or do something to help her team out. This young lady broke her finger in the last district ball game and wouldn't let it stop her from playing in our playoff game the following week. This year's Fighting Heart, A.B. Mendoza. Our last award is the Muleshoe Lady Mule Softball Team MVP. This young lady found ways to make big plays at the plate or in the field to keep her team fighting and on track when they needed her. Even though her size does not show it, she has one of the strongest arms on the team, which is evident by the multiple players thrown out at the plate from center field. We are proud to announce this year's MVP, Delaney Martinez. Thank you, Lady Neal Softball. At this time, we'd like to ask Dr. Stacy Connor to come give our benediction.
Just stand, please. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for the blessing of being a mule, the satisfaction of individual accomplishment, for the goodness of being part of a team. Lord, I ask you to bless these seniors and bring these underclassmen back next fall, Father, for another good year of fighting like mules and getting better and better every day. Lord, we thank you for your grace in our lives. Bless these students. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
That concludes our athletic banquet. Thank you all for attending.